Okay, we got one poster for the Friday portion for Parshas Lech Lecha. Chumash of Rashi is always learning to bind us, so the God, pleasure, God, Hasty redemption. It's a little bit longer portion. Let's jump right in. Starting chapter 15, verse 7, Perek Tesvav, Pasuk Zion. Thursday, our fifth portion was a short, sweet portion. Where Avram said he didn't want anything from the king of Sodom, and then after that he had a little talk with Hashem, and Hashem says, I'm going to hook you up. Hashem says, I'm going to give you a kid. And he's going to have lots and lots of babies. Alright. Perek Shishi. Yom Shishi. Sixth portion. Chapter 15, verse 7. Yomer Alav, and he said to him, Ani Hashem, I am Hashem, Asher Tzitziachem Ur Kasdim, who took you out of Ur Kasdim, where he grew up, Iraq, as our Gordon lesson memory says, Shabbat Mikuf Kashmin, the Galish Lamita, says Lech Lecha 6th, to give you this land as an inheritance. Rashi. Pasuk Ches, V'yomer Ado Shem Elokim, he says, God, my God, Ma Eda Ki Ereshena, how do I know that I'll take possession? Rashi, still no Rashi. Tes, V'yomer Alav, and Shem says, Chachas li Eglam Shuleshus, take three cows, Beis Shuleshus, and 3 goats, Ayom Shuleshus, and 3 rams, a sort of a gozel, and 2 turtle, a sort of a gozel, and 2 doves, 2 types of doves. Rashi Eglam Shuleshus, Shloshel Egalim, 3 of them members Shloshel Parim, hinting to 3 bulls, Par Yom Kippurim, Par Elam Davar, Shosibor, hinting to 3 bulls. I'm talking about this because there's plenty of other bulls, involved in sacrifices. How is it taka these 3? It's very interesting to me. If someone knows the answer, please share. But Rashi explains it relates to the Yom Kippur bull. The bull of the Sanhedrin makes a big mistake, God forbid, and causes the people to go off track, God forbid, and the cow whose neck is broken in the case of, God forbid, an unsolved murder. It happened out of town. Beis Meshuleshus and an Eis Meshuleshus. What does it mean? 3 goats. Remember the Sir Hanais of Ifnim, the goat of Yom Kippur, Sir Musafim Shamoid, and the Musaf offering of the Moed, Sir Chatas Yachid, and the goat offering of a private individual if he makes a boo-boo, God forbid. La'il Meshulash, Hashem Vadai, the certain guilt offering, Hashem Talai, the pending guilt offering, Kisha Shachatas Yachid, and also the sheep or the ewe of the personal sin offering. Now it's interesting that both in the goat and the ram were hinted that. These are phenomenal. It's very interesting questions here. Surah Gozel, Torah Ben Yonah, talking about different ages of doves, the turtle dove and the young dove. The pasuk good. V'yikach loy eskol ele. He took him. V'vata oisim b'tavek. Split them down the middle. V'ita ish bisur lacrosse or eo and set them apart, opposite each other. That's a sipur lo basar. But the birds he did not split. V'vata oisam chelak olech l'shnei chalachim, split in 2. V'ena mikra yotzim midab shuto. It's a simple meaning. L'fisha hayakars b'risimo. Shmar v'tachal l'harsho but l'vanav as arts. This is how Hashem's promising that his children will inherit and keep the land. See, it's going to say, V'der Krisis Bris l'chalik v'hema ben basra. This is how they made a covenant back in the day. They split an animal, walk between. Mashinemar over in ben bisra hegel, like it says. Afkan Tanor Ashen Lapid Eish. The smoking furnace is going to go through. Asher Avar ben Hagazarim, who shluku shel Shechina. That's the representative of Hashem, so to speak, going through. Shu Eish, and Hashem is being referred to as fire. Verse the Sipur Lovasa, he didn't split the birds. Lafisha almost over the Olim Nimshal the Parim Va'elim Asirim. The nations and the idol worships are compared to bulls, rams, and goats. Shenemar Subavuni Parim Rabim, like it says in Tehillim, V'Omer Ha'el Asherisi Baal HaKarnaim Malchim Madais Pras, like it says in Daniel. V'Omer Hatzapir Asir Melech Yavan, like it says again in Daniel. Yisrael Nimshal Livnei Yonah, but the Jews are compared to doves. Shnemar Yonaseh Hagvai Hasela, like it says in Shir Shirim. Fira Basar Behemos, he split the animals. Ramashiyu almost Kalim Beholchim, nations would get wiped out. That's a Sipur Basar, but not the birds. Ramashiyu Yisrael Chaim Lo'olam, that the Yidden would live forever. A dove is in the cleft of the rock. That's what's in Shir Shirim. Yud Aleph, V'yered Ha'ayit, the vulture came down, Al Pagarim, on the carcasses of Yeshav, Osam Avram, and Avram shoot him away. Ha'ayit, what does Rashi say? Who, if it's a bird, Al Shem Shehu, At V'shoyef, on the Velas, Atu Shalai Oichel, he swoops down on the bird and tries, on the carcass, tries to take a bite real quick, or at least takes him real quick. Kumo, Tama Shalal, like it says, swooped upon the spoil. It swoops greedily and darts quickly. Alright, Al Pagarim, Al Basarim, Al Pagarim, Stagim and Palgaya, Elamatok Shehurgul Lasargim, Ish Bisro, they have Palagam, Salafalham Tevas Palgaya, the Paglaya, the Palgaya, Sigrum Hapagarim, Palgaya, the whole Sarin Kantaya. Actually wants to know this word means carcasses, Lafisha and Lahakish. Are signed the Bagarim, because pieces and carcasses are not the same thing. Shapar and Targum Palgaya, but their translations between pieces and carcasses is very similar in Aramaic. Who Bagarim Targmu Palgaya, Loshin Pigel, Pigel, Loshin Peger. It can mean something disgusting, something contemptible, like a carcass. Chef now, I made a bracha earlier, take a quick sip of tea. So born in the best memories often says, Shpef with some good Ashmi. Yeshev, Loshin Shiva Vafracha, he sent them away. Well, Yeshev Rucho, like he turned the wind. Remeshiyavu David ben Yishai Lekloisam, that David Melech would try to wipe out the nations. Vayim Nicham Osad Ben Shemaim, but Hashem wouldn't let him. Until Melech Mashiach till Mashiach came. I don't have any idea how you see that implication. Someone can explain that to me. You see, I'll read you the whole English. This word is an expression of blowing and causing to fly away, as in he causes his wind to blow. Vision of David would attempt to destroy the nations, but he would not be permitted by heaven until the anointed Mashiach, King Mashiach comes. I don't see it. If you see it, I'd love to have you explain that to me. Alright, Pasuk Yibez, V'yeshemesh Levo, was sun was starting at 7, to name on the Philal Avram, and he fell into a deep sleep, Avram did. Avram, Vina Ema, Kasheka, with dread and darkness, Gedola, tremendous darkness, fell a lot falling on him. Neema Remez Saras Choshik Shal Gulius, it looked like what was all this dark stuff? It was hinting to Gullus, God forbid. Yigim Yomer Avram, and said to Avram, God said, Yedeteta, know for sure, Ki Yer Recha, your children will sojourn, Beretz Lolahem, which is in a land that's not theirs, V'avdum, and they'll be enslaved, God forbid, V'ino Esam, Avram Shana, and they'll be afflicted for 400 years. Rashi, Kiger Yizerecha, Mishanolad Yitzhak, it started from Yitzhak birth to 400. Achi Yatsa Yisrael Mitzrayim, Arba Meo Shana, till the Yidden left Egypt from Yitzhak birth was 400. Case Yaakov ben Shishim Shanak Shanolad Yaakov, Yitzhak was 60 when Yaakov was born. Yaakov Shiar the Mitzrayim Amar Mesh Migurai Shloshim Meo Shana, and Yaakov was 130 when he hit Eretz Yisrael. Now you have 60 and 130 is 190. Har Meo Vitishim Mitzrayim Hayim Mesayim Veser Kaminu Radu, and they were in Egypt 210 according to the Gematria of Urdu. In Hebrew, the characters are the letters and the numbers. Shana, that's 400. If you're going to try to tell me, no, they were in Egypt 400, it doesn't work. Kahas went down in Egypt. If you add up Kahas's years, Amram's years, and Moshe's years, and it only comes to 350, and that's not counting any of the overlap in their lives from grandson to son to from father to son to grandson. I just want to check one thing. See what this do is. Just says to look at another Rashi. Okay, fine. Beretz Lolahem, in a land that's not theirs. Low number of Mitzrayim. It doesn't say Egypt specifically. Lolahem, just an land that's not theirs. And Mishnah Yitzhak, V'yagar Abraham, and from the time Yitzhak was born, and Abraham was sojourning. V'yitzhak Gur Aretz Hazos, and also Yitzhak was a sojourner. Yaakov Ar Beretz Cham, and Yaakov was a sojourner in the land of Cham. L'Gur Beretz Manu, coming to sojourn. They were sojourners. Alright, but it also said they were going to be afflicted for 400 years. I mean, Yitzhak had some good years, and bugs in too. I hope I'm not making loud noises on this computer. It's writing about my questions. Alright, Yudala Vigam as a Goy Asher Yavdu, and also the nation that enslaved them, God forbid, down on Oki, Hashem is going to judge them, and then the Yidden are going to take all their money and leave with a lot of kills. Rashi Vigam as a Goy Vigam, why does it say Vigam? Why doesn't it just say judge them? What's this extra word Gam? The Rabbi was Abram Malchus to also include the four kingdoms, Shavhem Kalim Al Shavdu Israel. Anyone who enslaves the Jews, God forbid, will be destroyed. Just trying to check out the size of this node. There's allusions here. Gam is Egypt. Medrash states Ema, dread, goes on Babel. Chasheka, darkness, goes on Madai. Gedola goes on Yavon, the Greeks. Plus love is Edom. So you have all four Goliaths there. Egypt, Persia, Egypt, Babylon, Persia, and Greece and Rome. Oh, I added one. That's 5 counting all. Fine. Egypt, Babylon, Persia, Greece, Rome. Okay, fine. Additional 4. Alright, down in Oki, Besamachos, those mean he's going to judge them and hit them up with the 10 plagues, Baruch Gado, with tremendous wealth, Imam Gado, a lot of money, Kamash Nemar, read on Solicitors Mitzrayim. Like it says, we emptied them out. But Avram, you're going to have a good life. Rashi, you don't have to worry about any of this. What does it mean about his father? Wasn't Terach a big idol worshiper, and Avram smashed up his stuff? And then he got tossed in the furnace, and the miracle happened. Although they left together after that, they must have made some kind of peace. It's interesting. I understand somebody's father, but after someone's father tosses them in a furnace, God forbid, or has them tossed in the furnace, how do you make peace over that? And somehow they made peace anyway. And from this verse, since we see that there's a reunion, it must mean that his father Terach made tshuva, and he's going to have a great long life. Avram, Bisur, Shias, and Yishmael tshuva. Also, Yishmael is going to make tshuva b'yamav, like it says a little later. V'lo yetza Esav, the side was Ra b'yamav, and Esav isn't going to be so bad, while Avram is still on the planet. And that's why Avram died 5 years early. Oviel Esav, and on that day Esav started to rebel. I thought he was bad before that. So I'm writing that down. That was an interesting note here, if I remember properly. You might try to say God could arrange it differently, and Avram lived his full life and had Esav turn away a little later. No, free choice is free choice. Yes, God, we're missing it, and God knew when he was going to turn away, etc., etc. Alright, Tez Zion. Yashuv, and the 4th generation will come back. Because the Amorite won't be full and ready for punishment, won't have completed they won't have done enough, God forbid, not good stuff, that Hashem's ready to put the smack down until 4 generations. Rashi, that after they were exiled, Yisham Shlosha Doris, 3 generations there, Ravi, Yashuv Darat Zos, and the 4th would come back. This is all happening in Canaan, which is going to be Israel in the future. Says the Rishta, you can see because Hashem's promising him this land. Yaakov went down, say Hoshev Dorsov. How do you figure out the generations? You have Yehuda, Yaakov's, it seems in many ways he's recognized as the greatest son. Peretz, his son, Bechatzron is his son, that's 3 generations. Kalev ben Chatzron, and Kalev his son, he came back to Eretz Yisrael. Yiloshalem Ovan Amori, Yos Mishtaleg Marzo, was his mom. Then he won't get kicked out of his land until that time. She'ena Kodesh Baruch Hu Nifram Umu Ashismali Saasa, that Hashem doesn't punish nation until their measure is full. Shenemar Besama Beshlacha Tarivena. 1 second. It says in Yeshua. Pasuk Yud Zayin, V'yeh Shemesh Ba, and then all of a sudden it said, V'yeh Alta Haya, and it was darkness. V'hine Tanur Ashan, a smoking furnace, Lapidesh with a flame, Asher Abed Bein Gezarim Ela, passed between the furnace. And they had the note here, it was an appearance. So right when it got dark, Hashem rolled through in the form of a furnace. See that? Yeshemesh ba, kmo vayim merkihim shkehem, vahi aim krovim, ish kolomar vahi davar zeh. Saying it happened. Shemesh ba shka, it's sung, v'alta haya, hashek ayom, there was darkness. Let's see what it means darkness during the day. It's an interesting phrase. Vinetana Ashan, what's a smoking furnace? Ramazal Shipul Amuvius Gehenna, to show that the pressing nations would go into Gehenna, into the fiery pits. Hashem was going to get them. Ba, time Kavar. If the accent's in the beginning, then it means that something already happened. But if it was a little bit later in the word Haimavar Shoikas would be happening then. You can't say that we were already told it was setting, so you can't tell me it's setting a second time. Yeshemesh lavo, avars taner ashan la'achar makan haisa nimsa shikvar shaka. So I think we'll call teva lotion the keva yisodis de oisia is talking about grammatical forms of female words with two-letter roots. Kombamba kam shab keshatam lamaila. If the accent's in the beginning, lotion avar who it's past tense kamo zeh. If we're going rachel ba kama ulumis. Alumasi hine shava yivimtek kishatam lamata. If the accent's a little later, hu lotion hova, it's present. Davar nice akshava ho, like it's continuing, ongoing present. Kamo ba yimatzayim be'er huba voker hi shava. Different examples of this word, depending where the accent is. You know if it's past tense or present tense. On this day Hashem formed a covenant with Abraham. Was with his seed, telling him he's going to give him this land. Nahar Mitzrayim, from the Egyptian river, Ad Nahar Gadol, to the great river. Which one is that? The Nahar Pras. Saying that the verse is translated as he's already given it. Well, he hasn't given it yet, but since I'm saying it, it's like as if it's done. Right now, Avram, who is soon going to become Abraham in the next portion, we'll get there, has not received the land. But Hashem says, I have given you this land, because once Hashem's made up his mind, it's over, nothing can stop him. And his word is, if it's done. It's if it's already done. It's a lot to take to heart there. Hanar Gadol, what's this great river? Because it was attached to Eretz Yisrael, Kareo Gadol, that's what makes it great. We learned early in Bereshit there were four rivers, Hayotzim Edom, coming out of Eden, not the garden, but Eden itself. Shnemar Vanahar Revihu Pras, and the last one listed was this river. How can it be the greatest? It's the last on the list. Mashal Hedjait, it's compared to a common saying, Eben Melech Melech, the servant of a king is a king. Hadavar Shachor, Shavuot, cling to greatness, and they will bow down to you. Just want a second to think about that. Something that otherwise might not be important, once it's attached to something that's important, becomes very important. And the Shakvar is a ruler. Once Hashem says that it's done, Hashem's promised a lot of things, and it considers that it's already done. Hashem promised me wife, children, good wealth, so rulership, greatness. Think about that. I have to edit that out at the 18-minute mark. Alright, might stay out, you never know. Alright, Yud Tes, as Canaan, Kenizik, Vikamoni, the land of the Canaanite, Kenizite, and the Kanmoni, Vesahiti, Veprizi, Vesaharaphim, and also the Hiti, the Prizi, and the Raphaim. Rashi, I'm sorry, in the previous verse, at Kaini, Eser Umosh Yeshkan, he gave him 10 nations, Velo Nasam Lahem Alashiva Goyim, but he really only end up getting the 7 in Canaan. Shalosh Edom Wova Amon, the Canaanite, Kenizi, Kanmoni, representing supernal intellect, and will serve intellect, we'll have our intellects kicking for God just for intellect's sake, not just to run the emotions, as intellect is mostly here now to keep us on track, make sure our emotions are run properly. But anyway, those three represent Edom, Moab, and Ammon, who kind of gave us the hardest time through history. We're still, God forbid, in the Roman exile. Moab and Ammon came from Lot, and Moab is, Esav and Lot, these are close by. Moab came from that incestuous relationship, and Ammon, and they oppressed us with the girls, God forbid, and Ammon, also came from that incestuous relationship, I believe. Memkani Kenizi Kamoni, see the Yerusha Asi, that it'll be inheritance in the future. Shnemar, Edom Moshloch the Adam Bnei Ammon Mishmatam, like it says. Pasuk Chof, Vezachiti, Aprizi, Vezarfayim, with Arfayim, Eretz Og, it's Og's land, Shenamaba, Yikar Eretz Arfayim. I thought Og's land was out of Eretz Yisrael, so I'm writing that down. I mean, obviously, Ammon, Edom, and Moab are out, but I thought the other 7 were considered in, so I'll put this in. I might find something I don't like. Ves Amori and the Amorite, Ves HaKanani and the Canaanite, Ves Gigash and the Girgashite, Ves Yevusi and the Yevusi. Alright, very nice. Make a quick tea. Get this edited up. Get there. 1 second. Weiter. Getting late. Okay. Chance to check something. I'm gonna check there. Alright, chapter 16, verse 1. Sorry, Ashes Avram, sorry, the wife of Avram, Lo Yada Lo, she hadn't had kids yet, but Lo Shifcha Mitzris, Shema Hagar, but she had a maidservant named Hagar. Rashi, who's this maidservant? She Mitzris Bas Paro Haisa, she was the daughter of the king. What's she doing as a maidservant? Shiranisim Shanas Basar, when this king, who had his troubles because when Sarah was put in the box and they took him to her and all the miracles happened and she beat him up, through the angel, Amar, he said better his daughter should be a maidservant in this house rather than a wife in another house. Sarah had him beat down. Base, Vatomer Sarai Avram, Sarai said to Avram, Hine lo atzarti Hashem, that Hashem hadn't given her kids, let us both know. So if she offers her maidservant, she'll get built up through her. Yishma Avram Lakol Sarai, and Avram listened up. Someone who doesn't have kids is considered destroyed. The fact that she invited a rival into her house, and it gave her a very hard time. We're going to learn about this. Through her Ruach HaKodesh. Gimel V'tilach Sari Eishes Avram and Sagar Mitzri Shechasim Miketz Esher Shanim L'Shevas Avram Eretz Canaan. After they had been living in the land 10 years, Sarah gave her V'tinos L'Avram Isha L'Lo Isha, to give her husband this maidservant as a wife. Tikach Sari, what does it mean she took her? L'Kakta B'Dvarim, with words. Eshrecher Sesakuk L'Vak V'Gu Kodesh, that she's lucky she gets to be with such a holy person. Ketz Esher Shanim Mo'od Kavur L'Isha. A man who is married to a woman 10 years and she doesn't have kids is obligated to marry someone else. Shavas Avraham, Avram's dwelling, well, they'd lived together a lot more than 10 years. When did the count start? When they went to Eretz Yisrael, because this is when Hashem told him he would make him into a great nation. So from that point on, the count started. Shabbat Eretz Yisrael. That's when it was said. And I think the men should be able to earn multiple wives, especially if they have the ability to take care of them. We should build up the Jewish nation quickly, and the ladies should be on the serious nefesh and make it happen. You don't need the man all around. You guys are perfectly sufficient on your own. And we can have many more Jews much more quickly. Pazik Dala V'Yavo El Agari came to Agar V'Tahar. She got pregnant right away. And when she saw she got pregnant, she didn't respect Sarai so much. She thought she was meritorious. It was a very wonderful thing to be able to get pregnant. So she thought, wow, it took her one try and Sarah all these years. How righteous could she really be? So she thought Sarah was extremely righteous. Tav Agar V'Tahar be Rishona from the first try. V'Takavir to B'Necha Amar Saizuain Sisar Kigulia. She said she must have hidden things going on. Mara Asma Keilu Tzedekis out front. When we see her, she looks very righteous, Veino Tzedekis, but she can't really be. She never got pregnant. But her Hagar, it happened the first time. She thought, Sarah can't really be so righteous. And then don't mess with Sarah, man. Get you. I was like, hey, but Tomer Sarah Avram. Sarah says to Avram, Amasa Lecha, she says, my anger should be on you. Anochi Nasati Shivaka Bechecha, I gave you my maidservant to be in your bosom. V'teriki Harasa, she got pregnant. V'achol Minecha, she doesn't respect me anymore. Yishpot Hashem Beini V'necha, Hashem should judge between us. What does this mean? What's going on? Masi Alecha, Chamas Asuli, whatever's good's not happening to Sarah. God forbid, Alecha Animatel Oinish, it should fall onto you. She says to her husband, Spalta L'Kodesh Baruch Hu, Matitan Li'anochi Cholech Arivi. When Avram prayed to Hashem, what good is it? He wanted kids. What's good would be all the wealth, because he wanted some children. What good would it be for him to be really wealthy if God didn't have kids? He only prayed for himself. She says she should have prayed for both of them. And she says, I would remember too. And also she says that you're holding back your words from me. Another way of understanding. That she heard, I don't know exactly what Hagar was saying that wasn't so nice to Sarai, but whatever it was, Avram was not sticking up for his wife. No Yisad, at least not to her satisfaction. Usually, this Beinecha is written with one Yud, and here it's the one place is written with two. I think it's the only place, Karibay, to show that it could be read in the feminine, talking about judge between Sarai and Hagar. Shnisa Ayin Arab, Ibura Shel Hagar, Rapidu Ibura, teach that she threw an evil eye on Hagar and she miscarried. Husha Malach Omer Hagar, this is what the angel's going to say a little later, God willing, Hine. Hara, she's going to get pregnant. Local Harasa, wasn't she already pregnant? But who Muvasa Shatar? It's telling her what's going to happen. And let your people are around her Isham. Let her know that she lost the first baby. I'm not sure much more. It's there. Alright, Pazik Vav, Yomer Avram Sarai. Avram says to his wife, he says, this is your maidservant, she's in your hand. Do what you think is best. And Sarah treated her harshly and she ran away. Tina Sarai Haisam Mishabetas Baba Koshi, she enslaved her harshly, whatever that means. Well, it means, I don't know, she can't imagine she beat her. Made her do hard work, made her chase around all the time, yelled at her all the time. I don't know what she did. Anyway, Pasik Zion, Vimasa Malach Hashem, Ayin, the angel of God found her, Alayin Amayim by the well of water, but Midbar in the desert, Alayin Bered Sur on the way to Sur. Pasik Ches, V'yomer Hagar Shivcha Sarai, and she said, and he dressed her by name. Hagar, the maidservant of Sarai, where are you coming from, where are you going? But Tomer B'nei Sarai Gavirti says he's running away from her Mr. Sarah and Ochi Barachos. Rashi is in Mabah, Mehegam Ba. We've seen this many times in Chumash. He knew exactly where she was going. He was just giving her a chance, an easy way to start a conversation, to open her up in speech. Means where you're going. I'm sorry, where you're coming from. Pasuk Tes. The angel says to her, Malach Hashem, Shuvi El Gavir Teich, go back. Sani Takish Yadecha, and go back to Sarah and serve her. Malach Hashem, Akal Amira Hayashalu Malach Acher. Every time there's an utterance from an angel, it was a different angel. That's why it says angel each time. Akal Amira for every saying. Pasuk Yud, Malach Hashem, the angel of God says, now a new angel says to Arba Zerecha Lo Yisapar Marov, that she's going to have tremendous, her offspring will be a tremendous. You shall have huge numbers of offspring. You know what it is from Abraham. Pasuk Yud Aleph. Yom Allah Malach Hashem. Excuse me. Hinachar Yeledes Ben Karshmo Yishmael. You're gonna have a kid named Yishmael. Yishma Hashem El Anyek. That Hashem has heard your oppression. Yinhar Keshetashuvi Tahari. When you go back, Hinachara Deishas Manoah. She goes back. She's getting pregnant. Elta Ben Kamo Yeledes V'Domalo Yeshevet Banum Knes Barazim. Actually, it's a grammatical Rashi, telling you how it works. Prashmo Sivahu, she better name him this. Kamosh Amar, Zakarasa Shmo Yitzhak, like it says, name him Yitzhak. We saw similarly there. Yud Beis, Vahuya Para, he's going to be a wild guy. Adam Yado, Kol Yado Kol Bo, he's going to be fighting with everybody all the time. Open Ekolach of Yishkan, and he's going to have so many offspring. God forbid, they're always going to be near each other. They're going to be very populous. Fine. Why will he be so involved with everybody? He's going to be abandoned. Sorry, previous Rashi per Adam, like the desert, trapping wildlife, which causes which have made Raparan Vihiro Akashis, like it says in the verse. Also, everyone's going to hate him because he's a bandit. But I call that because there's so many of them. God forbid. Hashem. Adavar or Lecha, and she called out in the name of God. Adover Lecha, Ata Keo Roy, you're the God of seeing. Kamar Hagam, Lamrisi Akre Roy. Would she really see? She was shocked. She knew it was used to seeing angels in Avram's house. She didn't really expect to see him in the middle of the desert. Rashi Ata Keo Roy. What does it mean? You're the God of seeing. Nakud Hadav Kamas Mindeshu Hu Shem Adavar Lekar Roy. He sees. He saw she was humiliated, and she saw it, and she felt rescued, and God cared about her even in a tough state. This touches a lot of people. If you can care for a person when they're in a tough or humiliated state, it really goes a long way with them. I mean, if they're right in the middle of, God forbid, humiliation, a person should turn away and not see it. But if they're just feeling down over something that happened, for Hashem to show up and say, "I'm with you, I believe in you," in that time, that really lifts a person up. I'm alone. Shintema was a wonder. What did she really think she'd see angels in the middle of the desert? She saw him in Avram's house. Avram's house. It was normal there. But have a proof. Later in Nach, Manoach saw an angel and he got really freaked out. He thought he would die. But Hagar saw many angels and she did not freak out. She must have been used to seeing them. Yedalit Alkain Karla Ber Lachai. Royce, the well was named the well of the living angel. He'd have been Kodesh Ben Barid, which is between Kadesh and Barid. Well, where the living angel appeared. Ber Lachai Roy Katargum, like Targum translates it. Tazva Betela Agar Avram Beyikar Avram. She did give birth to a son, Avram Shemo Beno. Sheyada Hagar Yishmael, and Avram did name Yishmael. Beyikar Avram Sham. Avram didn't hear from the angel. Nevertheless, the spirit of prophecy rested upon him, and he named him Yishmael. Mizrahi talks about how do you know Hagar didn't tell him. And according to Mizrahi, that would have been something stated explicitly in Chumash, and that's the normal way of a Chumash. Fill us in on those things. So that was fascinating. Zion, Avram ben Shmonim Shana v'Sheish Shanim. Avram was 86 at this time, but let us Hagar Shmuel Avram at the time that Yishmael was born. Shmonim Shiva Yishmael can be accepted. This is written to show you how great Yishmael is, believe it or not. Lodi Shai ben Shalosh Esrei Shanak Shnimol, to let you know he's 13 when he circumcised the little Ikab and he didn't complain. Chapter 17, verse 1. Avram ben Tishim Shana v'Teisha Shanim. Now, fast forward 13 years, Avram's 99. V'yer Hashem Avram, and Hashem rolls up on him. V'yomer alav Ani Kel Shakai, that I'm the all-powerful God, all-sufficient God. He's Halik Lafane, walk before me, V'hayatamim, be perfect. Ani Kel Shakai, Ani Hushayesh, Dai Belakusa, L'chol B'riyat. Hashem says, I got enough to take care of everybody. Lafikach, He's Halik Lafane, so walk before me, V'er L'chal L'kal L'patron, I'll be for you as a God and a protector. Ken Komak Moshe Humimikra, Perishkak, Dai Shalo, V'chol L'fiyah Inin. Shem is sufficient. Yitzalak Lafani, walk before me. Kitargmu Palak Kadmai. Yivak Vodasai. What does it mean walk before me? It means serve before me. Adhere to my service. Serve me closely. Walk before me means serve me closely. Stay close. Serve Hashem very, very close. Vayatami av ziva achar zivoy, and to be pure is the second command. Hayashalim v'kol nisyon osai, stand up to all the tests that God gives them. God forbid it'll be midrash. What midrash? Or the midrash says, salei l'fanei b'mitzvos mila. Walk before him when it comes to the mitzvos mila. U'v'davar hazeh tiyatami, and this will make you pure. She calls one shahar l'bach, because as long as he's not circumcised, ata b'almum fani, he's considered blemished in front of Hashem. Davar achar v'hayatami shavata chasami shavayim. Now you're lacking 5 limbs. Meaning lacking the ability to control 5 limbs. What does that mean? Shtei anayim, shtei aznayim, v'rosh ha'gviyah, the eyes, the ears, and the member. Osiv lav os al shimcha, but when Hashem throws the extra hay on his name to make him Avraham, v'yiminyan os yusech ramach, then his name will add up to 248, k'minyan avrecha, to the number of the limbs. This was a phenomenal note. Till that time, a person's eyes and ears were not naturally under his control, suggesting that now they are. They're naturally under his control. People don't necessarily control themselves, maybe they're choosing to make certain choices, to look at things they shouldn't, hear things they shouldn't, or do things they shouldn't. He couldn't really choose what he wanted to hear not at that time, nor was desires. So I don't know, what are we saying? People were robots. Now God gave him control of these organs to use them only for the purpose of fulfilling his commandments. Now he could have the ability to use them only for fulfilling the commandments, fulfillment of your side of the covenant. I don't really understand what it was like before writing that down. Okay. Pasuk Gimel. Pasuk Base. I'm forming a covenant with you. And you're going to be very numerous. Base. A covenant of love and a covenant for the land. That you'll inherit it through this mitzvah. I'm curious how Rashi knows there's 2 covenants here, just as my covenant. I'm not sure exactly. Let me look back at how they translated it. Interesting. Okay, Pasuk Gimel, Yibal Avram Apanav, Avram fell on his face, Vidabri Ito, Elakim Lemor, and Hashem spoke to him more, saying, Elakim, saying, Gimel Yibal Avram Apanav, why is he falling on his face? Or Shechina, because he had awe, Sha'ad Shalomal, until he was circumcised, Lahi Bokoich, La'amad of Ruach HaKodesh, Nitsevaslav. He couldn't really stand in the divine presence, and the Holy Spirit would kind of flicker around him, Azesh Amar Bilam, like it says by Lahabdil Bilam, Nofo Naim, that he would also fall down, Barais of Rebbe Eliezer. He didn't have the Spirit to stand when the Holy Spirit was standing on him. Apologize, sorry about that. Pasuk Dalet, Ani Hinavrisi Idchach Vayisalav Hamon Goyim, says, behold, I'm cutting this covenant with you, and you're going to be a father to many nations. Pasuk Hey, Lo Yikra Ode Shimcha Avram Vahi Shimcha Avram, I'm changing your name to Abraham, Ki Avamon Goyim Nastikha, because I made you father of many nations. Rashi Ki Avamon Goyim. It's an acrostic. What happened to the Reish? There's no Reish in Abhamon Goyim. You can kind of see Abham without the Reish. That was already part of his name. Shalo Aram Shumakomo. He was only the father of Aram, his place. Now he's going to be the father of many places. Mashal the Olam, the whole world. Was Makomo. The Reish didn't lose. Sha'af Yochasarin Nisrama al Shechina. Sarai's Yud, who gets taken away to become a Hay, wasn't real happy until it became part of Yeshua's name. Shneimar, the Hoshea ben Nun Yehoshua. You see, he got that Yud. Vav, you're going to have a lot of kids and see what they're going and make you into many nations, and and kings will come from you. Yisrael and Edom, the Jews and the Romans. Because Ishmael was already born, you didn't have to tell him about that. Alright, so that was a very long portion, but it was very good. I'm very glad we did that. Say a quick review if possible. That was very powerful. Hashem says, I'm the same God that took you out of Ur Kasdim. And Avram says, how am I know that we can stay in the land? We learned yesterday about the sacrifices, and they do this special thing with splitting the animals and going through the middle. Hashem is the fiery furnace, and Avram's going to circumcise himself and disappear up, but not the birds, because the birds are the Jews, they're forever and ever. Somehow these vultures are some sort of illusion of David and Melech, I don't know, them themselves, or this type of story. We learned about the Jews going through a little bit of a hard time, God forbid, before they would come into the land. Character refinement, maybe. But we're going to clean out Egypt and take all their cash, and all the other nations are getting smoked up and going to Gehenna, and anyone who presses to get beat up. Fourth generation goes back. Avram had a very good life. Shmuel made tshuva, Terach made tshuva. Jim waits till the nation's full up on not good till he gets some. A couple of grammatical ones. Ba in the first is it had happened. Ba with the accent in the middle is it is happening. Once Hashem says it, it's like it's done. Attach yourself to greatness. You become great, even if you're the slave to the great. You attach to them, people bow to you. Kani, Kenizi, Kamoni is Em and Moab and Ammon. Rephoim was Og's land. I'm not sure how that counts in or not. Paro thought his daughter should be better a maidservant in Avram's house than another house, so Sarah gave her over to her husband after 10 years. After the promise, she thought maybe she'd get built up by bringing a rival in, and it was tough. Shem tells him, listen to Sarah. Sarah tells Hagar how lucky she is to be with a holy man. 10 years is the big line. She got pregnant on the first shot, and then she started to not look at Sarah nice, and Sarah wasn't having it. She told Avram, you're sticking up for me, and whatever's not good's happened, she wanted to fall on him, God forbid. And, or maybe it really kind of went on her too, and Sarah evil-eyed her, and she lost the kid. Avram said, look, you're a maidservant, do what you want. Sarah gave her the treatment, she ran away. The angel came to her and told her everything's alright, and told her to go back and give birth to Yishmael. Yishmael was a wild, crazy guy, robbing everybody, and having lots of babies, God forbid, and they're all over the place. People didn't like him, and Hagar was very touched that the angel saw her suffering. She was surprised to see angels in the desert. How did Avram know to name the kid? Spirit of prophecy. He was 86 until Yishmael was a soldier when he got circumcised at 13. Shem is all sufficient to give everybody what they need. So since he can take care of everybody, that's why she should follow him close and stay very close to what he says. Very closely. Perfect. Means be circumcised and take care of your limbs. Guard yourself. Be able to control your limbs. Covenant of love in the land. Avram could not stand the divine presence at this time. And he's going to be a father to many, many nations. The Rashi is hanging in there. They let us care about this stuff. And yeah. Still has nations to come from, especially Yitzhak. Alright, Mashiach now.